could not stop thinking about what if. I typed in Hall of Fame vodka. My lawyer calls, let's gamble. Let's build a brand. I'm sitting at High West, I'm having the bourbons, and I sat there and said, you know what, let's build a brand. Let's look at it from a consumer, what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, what my family's looking for. What would I buy as a sports fan that sits on my shelf at home or on a retail shelf or on a back bar? Let me just start throwing names out there and see if I can come up with something that really comes out and says the best of the best, best of breed, something that stands out. The beginning was really all about domain names. So I typed in everything. I typed in anything that had to do with sports and anything that had to do with liquor. Every time I was on GoDaddy, everything it said is taken. And then finally, after quite a few hours, I typed in Hall of Fame vodka. And lo and behold, it said available, $9.95. And I closed one eye to make sure I spelled it correctly. It was really, I figured I spelled it wrong, but it was available. So I bought that. And then I just followed that with Hall of Fame whiskey and Hall of Fame gin, Hall of Fame rum, Hall of Fame tequila. All the domain names that I went along that line were available. So I did HOF vodka, again available. So I bought all those up. So I'm spending $100 worth of domain names while my family's spending quite a few more than that up on the ski slope. So I felt like it was okay to spend. Woke up the next day and I go, wow, I think last night was pretty epic. And I said, I have the domain names of all this stuff around Hall of Fame. And I'm being a huge sports fan, the Hall of Fame is everything in whatever sport it is. And so I logged back onto GoDaddy and I looked at the domain names and I thought, wow, this is something that really could have legs. I went to a lawyer and I said, you know what? I bought all these domain names. I own all this domain names around Hall of Fame, and Hall of Fame in particular in the liquor industry. And the only way I can protect this is if we get trademarks that are wrapped around Hall of Fame and the booze. He looked at me and he said, Bubba, love what you're doing. Love the idea. Love that you have these domain names. They're probably worth something just on their own. You could probably sell these to some big conglomerate just by themselves. But he goes, to actually get the intellectual property and trademark, it's a long process. It's an expensive process. And rarely do people get through it the first time. He said to me, you know what? I would probably pass. I don't want to take your money. I don't want the result to be negative. But it's very labor intensive, very expensive. I left there going, you know what? Maybe he's right. So I let a few months go by. I started doing research. I looked at co-packers. I looked at recipes. I looked at bottle designs. Could not stop thinking about what if. I ended up going back to the lawyer and I said, let's gamble. I mean, why not? If you don't, the old adage, right? You can't steal second with your foot on first. Give the lawyer a lump sum of money. He tells me the process is 18 months long and we'll know. So I kept that secret from everybody. I waited. I pinged friends of friends of friends who actually knew somebody in the liquor business who told me not to do it, but I didn't listen to them either. 18 months later, my lawyer calls and he says, Bubba, you're never going to believe what happened. He goes, good news, bad news. And he goes, let me tell you the good news first. The good news is you got the trademark for Hall of Fame for everything that's in the hard liquor business. So Hall of Fame vodka and gin and rum, tequila, all that you own. You own the trademark and no one can ever take that away from you. And that means the bad news, which is you have to run with this. I've never been so excited about a brand. I've never been so excited about somebody getting a trademark. And I said, you know what? I got to talk to my family because this I never thought was going to happen. So now we're in the point of now what, right? So what's that next step?